It all started innocently enough, a typical night for a child enamored with the adventures of Peppa Pig. I had been watching episodes on my tablet, nestled comfortably under my favorite blanket. The familiar giggles and playful banter of Peppa and her friends lulled me into a sense of warmth and security. As the night wore on, the soft glow of the tablet illuminated my room, casting a cozy ambience. The animated tales of Peppa's world danced across the screen, and my eyes grew heavy. The laughter and camaraderie of the characters became a soothing lullaby, coaxing me into a peaceful slumber. Little did I know, as the last episode concluded, a strange force enveloped me. I drifted into a dreamlike state, where reality seamlessly merged with the animated realm. The transition from viewer to participant occurred seamlessly, and soon, I found myself within the vibrant world of Peppa Pig. At first, it was a delightful experience, living amidst the lively characters and partaking in their joyous escapades. The sunlit landscapes and charming narratives felt like a dream come true for a Peppa enthusiast like me. But dreams can quickly shift into nightmares. As my subconscious yearned for the comfort of my parents, the idyllic world around me faltered. The glitches in reality were subtle at first, like cracks in a flawless facade. A disquieting unease set in, and the once happy surroundings twisted into an unsettling distortion. It was in this disconcerting moment that the eerie truth revealed itself. Peppa's world was not a place of innocent tales, but a realm where nightmares took form. The joyous laughter of animated characters now resonated with a haunting echo, and the shadows whispered of the impending ordeal. The surreal journey through this unhinged realm had only just begun, and the true horrors that awaited me were yet to be unveiled. As the distortions in Peppa's world became increasingly apparent, a peculiar shift occurred. The once playful interactions with Peppa and her friends abruptly halted. Their animated joy turned to static discomfort, and Peppa herself seemed to be the first to notice the unsettling changes. Peppa's eyes, once brimming with innocence, widened as if realizing the intrusion into her whimsical domain. She ceased her playful antics with the other characters and fixed her gaze on me, a strange intensity in her eyes. "Stop," she uttered, her voice taking on an unsettling tone. "Stop, you're changing everything." The once vibrant world around us flickered, responding to an unseen force. A disconcerting stillness enveloped us as Peppa stared directly at me. "Stop, stop, stop," she repeated, her expression contorting into a mix of frustration and anger. The atmosphere became tense, as if my mere presence threatened the very fabric of her animated reality. In a surreal turn of events, Peppa's voice shifted from desperation to an eerie calmness. Her eyes bore into mine as she spoke with a disconcerting serenity. "Come, let's play," she suggested, a strange smile forming on her face. "Come, let's play.
Let's play forever."
The air grew thick with an unspoken menace as I hesitated. When I uttered a hesitant "no," Peppa's composure shattered. A manic laughter erupted from her, echoing through the distorted landscape. Undeterred, she insisted on her invitation, repeating it with increasing intensity as if attempting to coerce compliance. "Come, let's play," she persisted, her laughter now bordering on madness. "Come, let's play forever." The once friendly character had transformed into a nightmarish figure, fixated on a sinister game that defied the boundaries of reality. As Peppa's laughter echoed in the distorted realm, I seized the opportunity to escape, sprinting through the disintegrating landscape. Peppa's friends, once playful companions, now turned their attention towards me with fuming anger. As I darted between surreal scenes, the deteriorating faces of Peppa's friends joined the pursuit. Their distorted features contorted in rage, mirroring the nightmarish transformation that had overtaken the once charming characters. Finding refuge in the shadows, I concealed myself from the pursuing figures. forest seemed like a haven, offering a brief respite from the madness. Yet, my momentary relief shattered when I encountered one of Peppa's friends. Amidst the gnarled trees, Susie the sheep emerged, her pink dress now drenched in a grotesque shade of blood. Her eyes, once gentle, bore into mine with a malevolent intensity. A chilling silence enveloped us as I recoiled in horror. "Play with us," Susie whispered, her voice a sinister echo. The forest seemed to respond to her words, the shadows dancing with an eerie malevolence. The bloodstains on her dress seemed to seep into the very essence of the surroundings. Refusing to succumb to the madness, I turned and sprinted deeper into the forest, Susie's haunting laughter lingering in the air. The pursuit intensified as the distorted figures of Peppa and her friends closed in, their relentless anger fueling the nightmarish chase. The twisted landscape became a labyrinth of horror, each turn revealing a new nightmare. As I navigated the surreal maze, the very fabric of Peppa's world seemed to conspire against me. As I raced through the twisted forest, my breaths echoed the frantic rhythm of my heart. The pursuit was unrelenting, the distorted figures of Peppa and her friends closing in with an otherworldly determination. In my desperate sprint, I stumbled upon a ghastly sight, a rotten corpse sprawled across my path. Horrified, I bit down the scream that threatened to escape my lips. The malevolent faces of Peppa and her friends were too close, and any sound could betray my location. The corpse's lifeless eyes seemed to stare into my soul. And as I forced myself to keep silent, my eyes focused on a disturbing carving on the forehead. "Go to Peppa's house, you're safe there," the macabre message read. An unsettling mix of fear and curiosity gripped me, but the urgency to escape pressed me forward. As I cautiously approached Peppa's house, a hushed whisper escaped my lips as I read the carved words. Before I could comprehend the meaning, Peppa's voice sliced through the air. "No, you're not," Peppa uttered, her distorted figure materializing before me. The air grew thick with malevolence as she continued, "Don't you want to play with us?" In unison, the eerie voices of Peppa's friends echoed her invitation, a chorus of distorted pleas that sent shivers down my spine. I turned to face them, and to my horror, their eyes dripped with blood, a chilling tableau of malevolent intent. A choice loomed before me: trust the ominous message or succumb to the nightmarish reality Peppa and her friends sought to impose. The forest seemed to hold its breath, awaiting my decision as the relentless pursuit closed in. The scream escaped my lips as I hastily pushed open the creaking door to Peppa's house, slamming it shut with a resounding thud. The eerie silence that followed was shattered by the chilling sounds emanating from the kitchen, the rhythmic, grotesque cadence of a knife mercilessly butchering something. Curiosity mingled with terror as I tiptoed toward the source of the unnerving noise. The kitchen door swung open with a disconcerting creak, revealing a horrifying scene. Mommy Pig stood hunched over, a knife dripping with crimson, as she methodically dismembered Daddy Pig's lifeless form. Without averting her gaze from her macabre task, Mommy Pig eerily spoke, "Peppa, are you good to your new friend? Be good, because I watched from the TV earlier that if your friend is good to you, she will have a sweet bone. And you know that's our favorite, so better be good." The unnaturally calm tone sent shivers down my spine, and I dared not interrupt the grisly scene unfolding before me. As I stood frozen, I noticed Peppa's friends positioning themselves in every window, their distorted forms staring with an unsettling intensity. A deafening bang echoed from the door, and Peppa's shrill voice pierced the air. "Play with me," she screamed, her friends echoing the sentiment from every window, banging relentlessly. "Play with us forever." As my attention shifted back to the kitchen, the butchered tableau had taken a nightmarish turn. Mommy Pig's movements ceased, and she stood stiff, her head eerily turning 360 degrees backward. Her bloodshot eyes locked onto mine, sending a wave of terror through my paralyzed form. In the surreal horror that surrounded me, the walls seemed to close in, the distorted faces of Peppa and her friends pressing from every angle. The eerie whispers of the characters filled the air, a haunting symphony of madness that hinted at the true depths of this nightmarish realm. As I fled from the grisly scene in the kitchen, Mommy Pig, wielding a bloodied knife, noticed my escape and lunged towards me. With frantic determination, I sprinted upstairs. The haunting echoes of Peppa's hummed loud screams are trailing behind me. Desperation drove me to open the nearest door, revealing a room where I sought refuge. The pursuit intensified, and just before Mommy Pig could grab hold of me, I managed to slam the door shut, sparing myself from the horrors that awaited downstairs. Hiding inside a cabinet, trembling and sobbing silently. As the door creaked open, Peppa's sing-song voice filled the air. Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig, oink oink. Her eerie melody grew louder as she slowly approached. Abruptly, she stopped, letting out a blood-curdling scream before darting to the bed and peering under it. My heart pounded as I watched in horror. The unsettling sight of a sack dripping with blood brushed against my shoulder, and George's lifeless head lay on the floor. The weight of the gruesome scene crushed me, silent tears streaming down my face. Peppa ceased her macabre exploration and stood upright. Her head turned 360 degrees to face the cabinet, mirroring the haunting act of her mother downstairs. A sense of doom enveloped me as she advanced, each step echoing in the suffocating silence. Just when despair threatened to consume me, the TV in Peppa's room flickered to life. A mysterious whisper urged me to reach towards it, promising an escape to my original world. As my trembling hand extended, Peppa's mischievous smile locked onto me. She gleefully declared, I found you. Now you'll be staying here for good, and together we will play forever. Summoning the courage I didn't know I had, I screamed, I've had enough. The cabinet door swung open, hitting Peppa and sending her into a painful scream. Mommy Pig and Peppa's friends emerged from the open door, uttering chilling pleas to play. Seizing the moment, I darted towards the TV, Peppa's clawed hand grasping for me. In desperation, I grabbed a dinosaur toy and thrust it into her eye, escaping her clutches. Gasping for breath, I found myself waking up to a familiar, normal environment. Reality flooded back, and my mother, shocked, rushed to console her crying daughter, who had just escaped the horrors of a twisted nightmare. The lingering fear and the gruesome scenes replayed in my mind, a haunting reminder of the nightmarish world that Peppa Pig had become. As I embraced the comfort and familiarity of my mother's presence, I noticed something unusual in the room, a small, worn-out dinosaur toy lying innocently on the floor. Confused, I picked it up, realizing it was the same toy I had used to defend myself against Peppa's horrifying grasp. A shiver ran down my spine as I examined the toy. It seemed to hold a strange energy, resonating with the remnants of the nightmarish ordeal. As I glanced at the TV, now silent and dormant, a whisper echoed in my mind, urging me to keep the dinosaur close. In the days that followed, the toy acted as a peculiar conduit, offering glimpses into an unsettling realm when held. It was as if the boundary between reality and that twisted dimension had become malleable, allowing me to peer into Peppa's world at will. Haunted by the surreal events, I found myself compelled to revisit that nightmare, not to relive the horror, but to unravel its mysteries. The dinosaur toy became a bizarre key, unlocking a portal to the twisted realm whenever I desired. As I delved deeper into the enigma, I discovered that Peppa's world was a reflection of the fears and nightmares embedded in the collective consciousness. The characters, once innocent and beloved, had become conduits for the darker aspects of imagination.